Did you know you can find diamonds while being AFK? Or did you know you can use bells to find caves? Well, today I'm going to be explaining literally everything you need to know about mining in Minecraft. This is an in-depth guide explaining everything from ore generation to TNT duping all the way to cave strats, as well as breaking down the fastest ways to find diamonds and netherite. I'll also show you a bunch of gimmicks you can abuse, such as your F3 screen, X-ray glitches, and even subtitles. And in the end, I'm going to be joining a random server and getting full netherite armor in just 2 hours using the mining techniques in this video. Okay, let's start this off by explaining ore generation. This right here is the ore distribution graph for 1.18, and each block of color represents different ores. The height represents the Y level range that the ore generates in, and the width represents how common it is at that specific Y level. So let me just break down the best Y levels for every single ore. Coal is most common at Y136, which means you're going to find a lot of coal in mountain biomes, such as jagged peaks and stony peaks. Another good level for coal is Y96, and from there, coal becomes less and less common the further down you go. Now here's a fun fact about coal. Deep slate coal is actually rarer than diamonds because basically no coal generates down at deep slate level, so if you find some, just take like a million screenshots. Iron can generate at pretty much any Y level, and generally Y16 is where iron is most common. However, if you're lucky enough to find mountains that stretch up to 200 blocks high, then you also get a lot of iron there as well. Y48 is the best height for copper. However, in dripstone caves, copper is more than twice as common. Redstone is generally more common the lower you go, and you basically want to be exploring caves that are around lava level, which is Y-52. The same goes for diamonds, where it's basically the lower you go, the more common they become. On average, Y-58 is where diamonds are most common. Now lapis can generate from Y64 down, with the second batch of lapis generating around Y0. However, this batch of lapis cannot be exposed to air, so you won't notice any difference while caving. Gold is most common at Y-16. However, in a Badlands biome, gold is extremely common, almost as common as coal, generating anywhere above Y32. And lastly, emerald ore. Emerald ore can only be found in mountain biomes such as jagged peaks or stony peaks. They get more common the higher you go, generating anywhere above Y-16. And interestingly, that also makes deep slate emerald ore the rarest ore in all of Minecraft. Okay, so now let's talk about large iron and copper veins. Basically, right, this is your regular vein of iron. It's pretty like big, right? This is a large iron vein, and yeah, it lives up to its name because it generates thousands, like even tens of thousands of iron. Large iron veins can only generate below Y0, and they're always mixed with tough blocks, as you can see here. They can also generate these raw iron blocks, which can be crafted into 9 raw iron. This right here would be an example of a large iron vein because it is just a bunch of iron mixed with tough blocks, and there's also raw iron blocks. And yeah, if you literally just dig this iron and just keep digging through the tough blocks, you will get like endless streams of iron. And this can honestly like replace iron farms. Like, who even needs an iron farm when you have these bad boys? Literally just been spending the past 7 minutes of my life digging out this iron vein, and as you can see, you can get a lot of iron from one of these guys. There's also large copper veins, and they're basically the same as large iron veins, except they generate from Y0 to Y48, and they're mixed with granite instead of tough. Another cool thing is that there can be like these occasional fossils in your Minecraft world, and they always generate mixed with diamond ore, which is pretty cool. This one actually had 9 diamonds. This one I think has like 13 diamonds, which is a lot. Like, these things are the equivalent of large diamond veins, to be honest. And they can only generate in desert biomes, which honestly makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's talk about reduced air exposure, which is a thing that affects gold, coal, diamonds, and lapis, and it basically reduces the chances of them spawning exposed to air, or it basically just makes them rarer in caves. Now the reason they added reduced air exposure is because caves are really massive in 1.18, so they had to nerf the caves, otherwise there'd be like mountains of ores just stacked on like every available surface. In this chapter, I'm going to be talking about the best mining methods, and I'm also going to talk about how to mine diamonds using hacks like X-ray and auto mine. But first, let's talk about strip mining. Now, there are a lot of different ways to strip mine. The first way being just plain regular strip mine, but there's also variants of this strip mining method. For example, branch mining, where you basically strip mine, but then every 2 blocks you dig to the side. And yeah, just like that, we found diamonds, which is pretty cool. That's crazy. Another variant of strip mining is the big strip mining method, or you could also call this branch mining, where you have a big strip mine and you have lots of little strip mines coming out of it every 2 blocks or so. And I actually found diamonds while digging out this path. And another good mining method is crawl mining, which is where you place a trapdoor and put yourself into crawl mode like this, and you can go in a 1x1 tunnel. And crawl mining is actually better because it can expose 5 blocks every block you break. However, if you're a more experienced player, I wouldn't go strip mining because strip mining is actually very slow. Instead, I would go caving. Caves are absolutely massive, especially in 1.18, and running through caves will expose you so many blocks per second that it is just a lot faster than strip mining. Literally, like, caves are overpowered. See, like here we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We found another 2 diamonds, so that's like 6 diamonds, 7 diamonds. Yeah, we found 8 diamonds, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So just running through this cave alone got me 14 diamonds, which is crazy. But what if you don't have caves? What if you're playing on a version like 1.17 where all of the caves are absolutely minuscule? Then you can do this trick called bolan diamonds. Bolan diamonds is where you use clay patches in a river or a swamp biome to find diamonds, and it is insanely fast. It can get you full diamond armor in 1 Minecraft day. And this trick was discovered by the man himself, Matthew Bolan. How you do this trick is basically if you find a clay patch in a river biome, then you basically want to find the center block of the clay patch, and then you want to go north, which is this direction, 2 blocks, and then you want to dig down on the second block. So yeah, we didn't find diamonds that time for whatever reason, and that could be because of a chunk border. So yeah, as you can see, we crossed a chunk border while we were counting, which means whenever you're counting and you cross a chunk border, you actually have to go to the other side of the chunk and continue counting. So 1, 2, and we dig down here instead. And yeah, just like that, we found diamonds. Another thing to note is that sometimes when you're counting 1 and then you go to the other side of the chunk 2 and then you dig down, sometimes the diamonds can spawn on the other side of the chunk border. So 1, 2, and then you dig down, where the diamonds spawned here. Now another way you can find diamonds is bolan lapis, and that is basically if you find some lapis, you basically just want to go north 4 blocks, which is the -z direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you just want to dig down, and yeah, just like that, wow, we just found diamonds, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now let's talk about hacked clients. There's so many hacked clients out there. There's Aristoids, there's Future Client, there's Sigma, and there's Rust, and there's Impact. These are all hack clients that I've also used. There's even a whole list of them on Reddit. Now, if you're playing on an anarchy server like 2b2t, then hacking is the meta for like pretty much everything. Now, if you want to mine diamonds using hacked clients, here's how to do it. Now, for most hack clients, you press right shift or right control to open the GUI, and this is the interface where you can be like clicking like all of your hacks and whatever. Most hack clients should have a search feature, I'm gonna just search X-ray, and you can see here it is, and you can just toggle it. And if you right click, you can select the whitelist and just like add whatever blocks you want. So yeah, now I'm X-raying for diamonds, and yeah, you could literally just like mine down and just like go mine some diamonds. But that's the bad way to do it. That is like the boring way, dude. Like imagine X-raying when you have this thing called baritone. Right, now what baritone does is, right, just watch this. Just watch that, dude. It mines automatically. And yeah, this is honestly like pretty cool because it's literally auto mine. It's like X-ray, but it's like even faster. And as you can see, just like that, we just got diamonds without touching a single thing. Now currently I have no diamonds on me, and now I am mining automatically. So I am going to let this thing sit here for 30 minutes straight, just mining diamonds, and I'm gonna come back and see how much we've got. And while that is happening, let me tell you about baritone. Baritone is an AI pathfinding bot that can do pretty much anything. It can build, it can hunt, it can mine, it can also strip mine. Baritone is honestly like crazy. If you want me to make a video about baritone, then definitely let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, let's see how many diamonds we've got from the 30-minute mine. And that is time, guys. I have been mining for 30 minutes straight, right? And let's see how many diamonds we got. Oh my god, bro, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 stacks of diamonds. Bro, that is insane. From 30 minutes of just literally just baritoning, and we got that many diamonds. Imagine if you did this for like an hour or 2 hours. Your whole inventory would be filled with diamonds. Now obviously only do this on an anarchy server where there are no rules and you are allowed to hack, such as 2b2t. Now if you want to get baritone for yourself, I would definitely do it. There's actually 2 ways to get baritone. The first way is to just download baritone like separately as a mod, but the second way is to get a hacked client that has baritone pre-installed. The hack client I'm using is called Meteor client. It's a really good hack client. I really recommend it, and it already has baritone pre-installed. So yeah, if you want to get Meteor, the link will be in the description. Just don't hack on like Hypixel or anything like that. And with that, let's move on to the next chapter. So in the previous chapter, I've explained how caving is the best way to find diamonds, but how do you find caves in the first place? And also, how do you navigate them? Well, I'm going to be explaining all of that in this chapter, as well as a bunch of life hacks like the bell trick and some stuff in your F3 screen. But first, what is the best way to find caves? Well, it's actually boating along a river or an ocean. A lot of massive caves can spawn underwater that you will definitely not miss. And the thing about water caves is that they're actually better than regular caves for 2 reasons. Firstly, you can swim around in them and there's no mobs. And secondly, there's no reduced air exposure, meaning you can get a ton of diamonds from water caves. Now, water caves can sometimes have these really weird and bumpy looking structures. And these are actually overlapping caves. So if you actually come across something that looks out of place like this, all you have to do is just dig into it. And as you can see, there's a massive cave in here, and over here is another example of one. As you can see, if I just dig into this, there's another cave. So yeah, that's, you know, cool. And also large open caves can have random bumps as well. And you can tell it's a cave above it because there are these dripping water particles. So if you just dig into it, you can see there's another cave here. Now, have you ever wandered around your Minecraft world and came across an azalea tree and thought to yourself, that is a very useless tree, and then just move on? Well, what if I told you that this tree right here has more to it than what meets the eye? If you actually dig the roots of this tree and just keep digging down, you will always end up in a lush cave, which is, you know, that's a pretty cool thing that they added. And another amazing trick you guys should definitely use is bells. You see, there's a secret thing about bells is that if you actually ring them, they will highlight nearby illager mobs. And since the witch spawns naturally and is also an illager, you can pretty much see like any witches that spawns within nearby caves. It looks like there's a cave in that direction, so I'm just gonna mine this way, and you know, oh, and just like that, I found a cave. And another good way for finding caves is using X-ray glitches. There's literally no reason not to use X-ray glitches. All right, you will be like the swaggiest nerd on the entire server if you use them. Now here's a very good X-ray glitch. Basically, you first put a square of slabs like this, and then you put a sticky piston and a block and a lever, and then another block and a trap door, and then just go under the trap door and then flick the lever, and you could just see every single cave that's below you, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now let's talk about a bunch of F3 hacks you might want to use. If you want another way to find nearby caves, then you can use this thing called the C counter. Basically, if you're looking around and then your C counter spikes and the number jumps up to like 140, 150, then that basically means there's a cave in that direction. So all you have to do is to mine in that direction, and boom, you just found a cave just like that. Okay, so let's say you're strip mining and all of a sudden you hear lava. What do you do? How do you know which direction this lava is coming from? Well, there's actually this setting called subtitles. You can turn it on in the accessibility settings, and as you can see at the bottom right, it shows subtitles. And yeah, this is really useful because you can literally see where the sounds are coming from, because they have arrows pointing to the sounds. So for example, right here I hear lava pops. It's in front of me. If there's no arrow, that means it's in front of me. So I'm just gonna dig like this way, and yeah, it looks like it's over here now, and oh my god, just like that, we found a cave. And this doesn't just apply for lava, like you can also listen out for mobs as well. A lot of speedrunners also utilize subtitles, mostly to find lava pools, but sometimes for blaze spawners as well. If you've ever mined up from a cave, then you've probably wondered how high the surface is. Then you should use this thing called the CH counter. Basically, you see all of these numbers here where it says CHS and M and O. Well, these basically show the Y value of the highest block in your location. So for example, this right here, this block is the highest block, and it is at Y68. So then these counters, the CH counter would say Y68. So this is really useful if you're like digging up from like a cave or something, and then you're trying to like get up. It will show you how high the surface is, which is, you know, pretty useful to know, to be honest. Remember how I said you can find diamonds while being AFK? Well, allow me to introduce to you the amazing world of TNT duping. TNT duping is extremely overpowered because you can attach them to flying machines and they become like literal world clearers. Like seriously, there's this channel called Shulkercraft that cleared out just a massive chunk of the entire world using these TNT dupers. You can use them to find caves and even mine for diamonds or clear out slime chunks to build a slime farm. Now you're probably wondering, how in the blue f does TNT duping work? Well, there's actually two parts to it. The first part is actually butting the TNT, which is basically when you trick the game into thinking that these two TNT isn't powered, when in actuality, this is a detector rail powering this block, and these two TNT should be powered. As you can see, as soon as we update this TNT by either breaking or placing blocks next to it, it realizes that it's supposed to be powered and it updates. The next part of TNT duping exploits how the piston pushes blocks. Basically, whenever you push a piston, the first thing that it does is it stores a list of all of the blocks that it's trying to push. And then what it does is it creates a list of all of the blocks that it's trying to destroy. So for example, like redstone torches, levers, and buttons. All of that needs to be destroyed. And this is where the coral fan comes in, because for some reason they break, but they don't actually break off, and they actually only create these block breaking animations, this is the thing that updates the TNT, making it realize that it's supposed to be powered. However, because the piston stored all of its blocks before the TNT got updated, it actually pushes this TNT forward and activates it at the same time. This machine is a very good way to demonstrate this mechanic. Right here, we can butt the TNT by using this little contraption here. And when I press this lever, this piston is going to store these 3 blocks. It's then going to break off this redstone torch, which is going to activate this TNT. Then the piston is going to push all of these blocks, including the TNT. Like that, and it duplicates it. But trust me, TNT duping gets even crazier. This right here is a tunnel bore, which is a TNT duper plus a flying machine plus a slime launcher, all in one machine. These things are literally redstone auto miners. You could just go AFK in one of these things and you'll be mining diamonds on the fly. Now this is the simplest possible tunnel bore design, and I'm going to show you how to build it. Here are the resources you need to build this tunnel bore, and yeah, let's just get building. So first you want to put a piston 1 block up, and then a honey block and a redstone block, and then a temporary block and an observer, then a cauldron, and then a piston. And then you want to have a honey block, a solid block, and then a slime block, detector rail, and a minecart. And then a slab, which is an upper slab, and then another slab, and then a wall here, observer, and a piston, 2 more observers, and then a redstone lamp, and then 3 ancient debris because they can be pushed but they can't be blown up. TNT, and then a coral. And then the last thing you want to do is replace this block with a sticky piston and another slime block here. And yeah, that is literally it. If you want to mine, you just have to hop into this cauldron and right click with a water bucket. And yeah, and it's pretty cool. You can set up an auto clicker to click this every 5 seconds, and you'll basically just be mining like while AFK. Like you literally don't even need to do anything, which is just absolutely insane. You also have this like cool little light indicator, which is kind of nice. And if you're into redstone, you could even build this insanely fast 9-tick tunnel bore by Oxon. This is actually the fastest tunnel bore possible in Minecraft. I'm telling you, there is nothing faster than a 9-tick tunnel bore, except for one thing. Your dad. Okay, so by now, you're probably stacked with diamonds and armed with knowledge. So the next logical step would be to get netherite. So in this chapter, I will explain everything you need to know about netherite mining. A diamond pickaxe is necessary to mine ancient debris, preferably with efficiency 2 to insta-mine netherrack and unbreaking 3 so that it's more durable. There are also random 1-block pockets of lava in the nether, so you should always have blocks in your offhand to instantly block off any lava that you will inevitably come across. You also need at least iron armor and a shield just for some basic protection. Make sure you have a decent amount of food as well to heal up from any lava that you might encounter. Okay, so you're all kitted up, but where do you actually find netherite? There's about 1.65 ancient debris generating per chunk, and the best Y level is around Y15. Ancient debris generation is the same across all nether biomes, but you want to avoid mining in basalt deltas if possible. You also don't want to be mining near a lava lake. If you press F3 and G, that'll actually bring up the chunk borders, and all you want to do is just mine in between the line. Doing this will actually increase your chances of finding ancient debris, like by a lot. Okay, now let's talk about the top 4 best mining methods for ancient debris. Starting at number 4, which is TNT mining. Okay, so for this method, you just want to make your way to a chunk border and then just strip mine. Yeah, and then just whenever you feel like it, just stop and then place TNT every 4 blocks. Yeah, and then just light one up. And yeah, just like that, we found some ancient debris. So yeah, this method really is overpowered, and if it weren't for the fact that you need a gunpowder farm and you also need like lots of sand, then this would literally be number 1. Okay, so the next method I'm going to show you is bed mining. And basically, you want to be blowing up beds near chunk borders. That's like the general rule of thumb. Now, a way I like to do it is I like to just mine to a corner of a chunk. So you can tell it's this blue line here. This is a chunk corner. And then I want to place a slab and then dig out 5 blocks. And then just place a bed and then blow it up. And the reason why you have this slab is so that no fire can spawn. And just like that, we found some ancient debris. Yeah, and then just blow it up. And oh my god, we found... Oh my days, bro. Holy moly. Dude, how many is that? Someone please count in the comment section, please. And the second fastest way of finding ancient debris is literally just strip mining along a chunk border with an efficiency 2 diamond pickaxe to insta-mine. If you have an efficiency 2 diamond pickaxe, then definitely do this method as opposed to bed mining because it is definitely faster. One thing to note is that if you have mending on your pickaxe, definitely mine some of the quartz that you come across because trust me, these quartz will like legit mend your pickaxe a crap ton. And as you can see, we just got like full durability. And the number 1 best mining method for ancient debris is undoubtedly tunnel bores. Because, well, yeah, you literally don't even have to do anything. All you do is just sit here and press this cauldron. And yeah, just like that, we found some ancient debris, which is honestly pretty cool. So yeah, now you're probably stacked with ancient debris. So the next step is to obviously turn it all into netherite. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So first, you want to chuck all of your netherite in a blast furnace, and then you just want to wait for this ancient debris to smelt. By the way, if you're smelting it in a blast furnace, it will actually smelt faster. You can craft a blast furnace by putting a regular furnace, 3 smooth stone, and 5 iron, just like that, and you can get a blast furnace. Yeah, now once that's done, you can just go ahead and collect your netherite scrap, and then in the crafting table you want to put 4 netherite scrap and 4 gold, and you will get yourself a netherite ingot. And with these netherite ingots, you can pretty much upgrade any diamond armor or tools into netherite. And just like that, we have a full set of netherite armor. There you go. Now, if you want to see me get full netherite armor in just 2 hours, then click the video on screen. And in my next video, I will literally shout out every single person who comments hashtag road to 1K, leaves a like, and subscribes. And make sure to join our Discord server. The first 100 people to join will get the OG rank. Alright, bye.